It's dinner time here with the boys. So I'm just gonna be muted. Oh, yeah. There's several people that were trying to get on. I don't know where they went.
What's up, cuz? Well,
Yo, what's happening, cuz? How you doing, man?
hey, I'm doing great, brother. I'm glad you
Man,
were able to log onto the site. I was
no
actually,
doubt, man.
yeah, no. All is well, man. Um, you just getting off work, or what's happening with you?
For a while, man. Just winding down for the evening.
Okay,
Just winding down for the
okay,
evening.
okay.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good. That's good.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, Miss Gina. What's up,
yeah,
Mr.
man. How you
Rob?
been?
How you doing, good brother? I can't. You're on mute. You're on mute, Paul.
Yeah, you know this technology is too much for me, man.
Right, right. Mr. Joshua. I think we have you on mute, brother.
Yes,
There
I
we go.
know. Greetings, everybody. Thank you for joining Southside Insight. Mr. Rob, it seems that did you somehow log in through Southside Insights and log
Yeah,
in?
yeah, there was some instructions that Haku put out to me, and so I just logged in through Southside.
Oh, okay.
You know, it says Southside, log in as Southside Liberation, and then it just told me the password. Is there another way I should have logged in on?
As your own self. It's all good. You're the host, so it's
I'm the
okay.
host?
But yeah, you're using our thing, but I
See, I
mean,
told
it's a family affair, I guess, but maybe, get your own Zoom account and then just use yours so that, heck,
I tell you what, I'll cancel out this one and see if there's any other instructions. I thought those were the
let's
instructions.
roll forward. We're just going to roll forward because if you cancel out, it's going to cancel all of us out because you're the host right now.
Huh.
So let's just move forward. And in the future, maybe next week you get a Zoom account, you log in as yourself. Heck, will log in as Southside Insight and we'll be all good.
Okay.
I mean, it's Southside Liberation Center. Sorry, there's two.
Like,
Okay.
you make my dad the host.
No, I'm not the host tonight. Okay. Thanks.
I want to make your dad the host. I swear I do.
All right.
Right. Yeah, I must say that
Oh, I see what I've done. Let me see if I can do this again.
well, I think if you log out, Paul, like my understanding is it will take everybody off.
Okay, so I'll stay
Yeah.
on.
So yeah, just for the sake of this session here, let's just go ahead and continue with what we have. Yeah, because I mean, to be honest with you, I made a couple of mistakes myself at the time. When it was posted, it was 7 o'clock, but Central Time, as opposed to 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And so that was something that I wasn't keen on at the time that I set it up. But all is well, we're here. I'm thankful to be here. I'm glad to see that you all are here. I appreciate Brother Joshua inviting me to be here this evening. And one of the things that I was thinking about initially was, well, let's determine where everybody's coming from. But now that I noted that the people here, oh, y'all calling from Atlanta. So that's love within itself. 2511, let's see here. Right, so without further ado, I think we'll just go ahead and move forward with this. Hey, cuz, if everybody could, just for the sake of generating a level of spirit within the Zoom, if you could just say your name and let everyone know where you're calling from.
All right, yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dion Williams. I'm actually located in Chester, Virginia. Um, Glad to be a part of your conversation for this evening.
Thank you, Dion. Appreciate it,
Mhm.
brother. Peace, peace.
Hi, my name is Gina, and I am calling from Atlanta and happy to see all these beautiful faces tonight.
Thank you, Gina. Good to see you. Peace.
Yep. My name is Paul Robinson, and I'm calling from Atlanta.
Brother Paul, appreciate you, brethren.
Thank you.
Right. My name's Joshua Bialafia. This is Sankara, and we are in Chicago. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Southside Liberation Center. We're actually working to open a Liberation Center in uh, Atlanta. That's in the works, so you can be with Heku live when that happens. And yeah, thank you very much for supporting and tuning in. We're brand new in Chicago.
Can we not talk about cuckoo stuff?
And so I don't know.
It's what you were just saying.
So this is going to take some time to build up our audience, I think.
Mhm.
Uh, I look forward to serving this community and serving. And I mean, this is a very special thing to have a Black, Indigenous, and people of color meditation. There's not that many of them, you know. So yeah, it's a blessing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, brother. Peace, peace, peace. Well, good deal. I guess what we'll do now is just go ahead and move forward. Before we actually start, one of the things that I want to do is always, before any time, and if Paul, can you put yours on mute? Because I keep hearing the echo, and I think, okay, can you hear me now? Is that better? Okay, perfect, perfect. Before I move forward, one of the things that I have to always do is always give homage and appreciation to those who walk before us. And so in the spirit of our ancestors, known and even unknown, if we could just open up your heart, open up your mind, allow those ancestors that may come to your mind be a part of this session, those ancestors who are about healing and health and wellness and liberation. If you want to call out their names, by all means, feel free to do so. If you want to just hold that space in your heart as you invoke the spirit of those ancestors, by all means, please do that as well. I want to call forward my grandmother, Grandeline Williams. And as I call her name, or as we call our ancestors' name, one of the things that we say with recognizing and honoring them is Ashe, and so it is. So if you are thinking of an ancestor that you would like to bring forward, being mindful of giving that salutation, that greeting to them, that confirmation, if you will. I would also like to call forward the spirit of my father, Robert Earl McDaniel. Ashe. I'm also holding space for those sheroes and heroes that I don't know in my lineage who were always about growth and elevation and oneness and wholeness. I ask that you come forward and be with us in this presence. Ashe. Give thanks. Okay. Thank you. So now what I would like to do is, before we get into the topic for the day, I would like to start with a meditation, a mindfulness meditation. And so if you would be so kind to find a very comfortable place. Be sure to sit with a straight spine. You can either close your eyes or you can have them slightly open in front of you. But the main focus now as we align ourselves is just that, to align and be centered, making sure that the spine is upright, that the trunk is sitting above the sit bones, that you are aware of the sit bones connecting to the cushion. And as we continue to find that alignment within ourselves, we want to be mindful of beginning to relax into the posture. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your neck. And as we continue to settle into this posture, we want to bring our attention now to the front of our body, specifically the breath that's coming in and out of the nostril. Focus in on that breath. As you inhale, you are feeling the coolness of the air, and as you exhale, you're feeling the warmth of the air leaving the nostril. Continuing to focus on the breath. We know that the mind has a tendency to wander. That's okay. We're not judging it. We allow it to be what it is. And just come back to the breath. Allow it to be what it is. Is it a short breath? Is it a long breath? Continuing to focus on the breath. Begin to focus on the different sensations that you may feel or sense throughout the body. What I would suggest is that you start at the very top of your head, and whatever sensation you may feel, whether it's tingling, whether it's a coolness, a warmth, maybe no sensation. Allow it to be what it is without judgment. As we continue to settle into our posture, we relax into the posture. We begin to notice different sensations that you may feel throughout the body. whether it is a tingling sensation, whether it's an itch. Allow it to be what it is without judgment. The idea is to be the witness of the sensation. Allow it to be whatever it is, however it represents itself in your body. As you continue to scan the body from the top of the head, begin to feel the sensations. If there are any sensations in your face, begin to move down to your neck. As we continue to scan the body, being mindful of that breath, settling into that breath. Your breath is your anchor. Allow the body, or allow the breath to breathe the body. Relax, settle. Continuing to scan the entire body. Feel the sensations in your back. Begin to place your attention, whether it be your arms, your fingers, the back of your arm, your forearms. You may even feel your heartbeat pulsing in your chest. Just notice, be aware. Even if there's a pain that you may be experiencing, just notice that pain. Just note it. Note that it's just pain. You are the witness. You are the observer. always remembering that the mind has a tendency to come in and, as they call it, the monkey mind. It wants to do what it wants to do. Your objective is only to observe it. Don't force it. Don't judge it. Lovingly, gently, kindly, always bringing yourself back to your groundedness in breath. As we begin to close out this mindfulness meditation, I will hit or ring the bell. And as we come out of the meditation, allow this peaceful, relaxed state of mind, of body to be with you as we continue with this insightful discussion. Mm. How's everybody feeling? Just give me a thumbs up. That's fine. Peace, peace, peace. Love, love. Well, let me again start off by saying, well, more so expressing my level of gratitude to be here, to be in a space where I am asked to share some liberation strategies as it relates to being free, to being whole, to being healthy, to being well. It's interesting that when I think about once I became somewhat conscious on this journey, I recognized the importance of wanting to be in that state of wellness and wholeness. And interesting enough, on this journey, whether it be my experience in the church, whether it be my experience studying, being a part of the Sufi path, whether it be my journey, just even being a revolutionary, a so-called revolutionary. One of the things that has always resonated in my soul is always wanting to be a better version of myself. And beginning that journey, having a degree in psychology and also a degree in history, I began to really study ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt. And beyond the historical aspects of ancient Kemet, I really found an attraction to the spiritual evolution of what that culture was about, and really began to appreciate the level of awareness that they brought really in truth to the world, shared with the world. And if there is probably one statement or thought that I could say that's probably the most liberating for me at this point in my life as I continue to evolve, is the statement of man, know thyself. It's probably the most profound, underrated statement that, unfortunately, in my humble experience, our people don't recognize. We don't recognize the significance of what that means. Studying history, looking at the evolution of man, we have always wanted to a certain degree, understand our place on this planet, understand who we are, what we're about. How do we, again, evolve to be a better version of ourselves every day? And that statement, knowing who we are, is the epitome of what I've learned, whether it be through, Sufism, Islam, Christianity, even Buddhism. The essence of the teachings throughout time, the great masters have all talked about knowing who we are. But knowing who we are requires a certain action. It means becoming something. It means moving past limitations of thought, limitations of ideas and concepts and paradigms and structures that limit the fullness of who we all are. So when I think about knowing who I am, I like to think of the this universal concept about, in the beginning of time, there was chaos. And I look at that and I utilize that as an analogy to who we are as beings. Especially when you look at and make it modern and relative to the experiences that we're dealing with right now. There's a lot of chaos that's happening in this world, within ourselves. But out of that chaos also comes order. And it's the order part that I think that is where liberation has the potential to be awakened, if you will, or even realized. We're able to realize liberation through developing systems and processes of order to understand ultimately who we are. And then that question then leads to, well, who are we? Who are we, not philosophically, not culturally, not from a race perspective, not a gender perspective, not a religion perspective, but who are we as it relates to the man and woman, or man and woman, yes, on this planet? We know that we are endowed with a mind, heart, emotions, dreams, aspirations. But my thing is, and I think what makes it relevant to create an order or a structure in our lives, is looking at, as I like to call it, the Holy Trinity, right? The body, the mind, and our spirit, or as the ancient combatants called it, the Ba, the soul. So going back to what all the masters have said and continue to say, and will forever say, know who you are, know who we are. But that means understanding, well, how does the body work? How does your body work? What happens when you're not working your body? How does that affect the overall constitution of that body, the mind, and the spirit? how does our mind work? Do we have positive thoughts? Do we have negative thoughts? Do we have feelings of fear and anxiety, doubt, hesitation? Or do we have thoughts that embody wholeness, health, peace, calm, serenity? What is our soul? What is our spirit? And to not be metaphysical, but to look at consciousness, because I identify consciousness and the soul or the spirit as being one and the same. I know that Albert Einstein gave the definition about energy. It cannot be created, nor can energy be destroyed. That's ultimately who we are, as I see it. Our consciousness, it cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. But the main thing is for us to individually begin and continue the work of uncovering who we ultimately are. That's it. If there was one thing that I would say, that's what it will be. But it requires work. It really requires a lot of work. And in that work is where we find our self-discipline, where we find those practices that allow us to tap into and to tune into who we ultimately are. This is beyond religion. Again, this is beyond the race of how we identify ourselves. We're talking about a conscious, sentient being, which is ultimately who we are. All of these other things are nothing but identifiers or personas or masks that we wear, that we put on. So again, I encourage and will encourage all of us to, peel that onion, peel all these different layers that we've identified with as who we are, and go to the core, go to the essence of who we are. I wear on my wrist this African proverb that states that everything begins and ends with me. Everything begins and ends with me. So that means that there's a definite responsibility that I must fulfill with knowing who I am, coming into that awakening. That's what the Buddha was talking about. Even that's what Jesus was talking about, loving ourselves, loving ourselves in a way where we are compassionate. We develop a level of wisdom to learn how to govern ourselves while we're here on this plane of existence. but it's the work, it's the kazi. It's all about the work. It's all about the work. I cannot overemphasize, it's all about the work. And when I say the work, and I know that a lot of times we live in a system, and I know that religion has certain ideas and dogma, which if that is your path, that's love, but embody the path. I think the underlying essence and tone in all of them is loving not only yourself, but extending that love beyond yourself. But you can't do that with the pastor. You can't do that with the imam. You can't do that with the guru. Because at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is they can only point you in the direction. Only you, your highest self, the greatest good in you, is the real guru, is the real master to lead you to your liberation and freedom. Nobody can do it for you. It'll never happen. No system, no institution. It'll never happen. It can't happen that way. It won't be sustainable. So I'm going to stop there with this part of this session. But let me finally say with this is that the love and the saving grace is that there are ways by in which we can know the body. There are ways in which we can know the mind and really in truth heal the mind and heal the body and be in tune with that spirit to connect all of it together where we can be in unison, be whole, be happy, be well. There are ways. And maybe throughout, if we continue to have conversations, I'm prayerful that we will. We will begin to talk about some of the ways in which we could start healing the body. I'm a yoga coach. I'm a health and wellness coach. I'm a meditation mindfulness teacher. You know, all of these are ways in which we can unify ourselves to be one whole entity and being. And I am a lover of my people, them. And really in truth, a lover of all people. Yeah, a lover of all people. Absolutely, absolutely. So as I end that portion of the Dharma talk, I want to share with you a couple of readings from some very prominent, for me, inspiring authors that I've read on this journey to awakening. The first one is J. Krishnamurti, was a philosopher, spiritual savant, back during the, I believe like the 30s. I think he may have passed like in the 80s. Very wise. He was actually groomed to be this spiritual savant for the time. But I will read to you something from him. He says that you are the world, the neighbor, the friend, the so-called enemy. If you are to understand, you must first understand yourself. For in you is the root of all understanding. In you is the beginning and the end. And I want to read one more. This is from actually, it's from the book Awakening. It's a little quip from Hazrat Inayat Khan, who's actually a Sufi master. I was talking about Sufism earlier. And this is a book from his son, Pir Vilayat Inayat Khan. The fulfillment of this whole creation is to be found in man. And this object is only fulfilled when man has awakened that part of himself which represents the master, that is God himself. So I share that again to show the continuity, if you will, of how masters throughout the ages have all talked about awakening, coming to a greater understanding of who we are. And what I've learned, again, it is through dedication, commitment, grace, gratitude, forbearance, that I'm able to stay this course to continue to evolve into the greatest being that I can be. So with that said, I want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to open it up for some questions and answers. If anyone wanted to even have something to share, I would please welcome you to do so.
Well, Paneet, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for inviting me to this session and stuff. Thank you for sharing with us today. Really, really appreciate it and stuff. And you know, I'll start crying now. So I'm probably going to have to like blank my page pretty soon. So again, I really, really appreciate the opportunity to be involved.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Love, indeed. Well, let me ask a question to the group then. What are some of the ways in which you go about your own personal self-discipline to maintain a centeredness along your own personal path? I hope that makes sense. What do you do personally to maintain your discipline to stay centered?
I'll go ahead and try to speak up. Good evening again, first of all, and I would like to say, just like Mr. Rob said, first of all, before I answer the question, thank you for giving me the opportunity to join your platform this evening. You did awesome presentation.
Thank you.
As far as me trying to keep myself centered, one thing I try to do every day is I try to involve myself in some type of movement. As far as, so I know my type of personality. When I feel like I'm getting stressed or overwhelmed or something like that, I'll revert back to working out. I believe that releases some type of now I don't know the technical term for it, but it releases stress,
Mhm.
if you don't mind. And you know, and when I it's like I get into a zone by myself, I can tune everything else that's going on around me, and when I come out, I feel a sense of peace. So you know, that's something that I do to keep myself kind of centered, focused, and then I move on about my day. And I just wanted to even elaborate on the point that you made about oh, what was it? It was some I can't. You were talking about I draw a mental blank. See, I draw a mental blank already.
It's all up.
Yeah, I froze up. But oh yeah, I'll come back to me. I'm
Okay,
gonna come back
okay.
to
No,
you.
no, no, yeah.
Get my thoughts together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I do appreciate you talking about the importance of moving the body. You know, what did it say? You know, a body at rest tends to stay at rest, and a body in motion tends to constantly stay in motion. And we know that movement is critical for us to stay active and flexible. You know, adding to what you say about the working out, you know, I look to do my sun salutations every day. You know, getting older now, I can truly appreciate the value of just, you know, being at one with my body, with the breath and the body and movement and being able to be flexible. It's interesting, before I do my meditations every morning, I'll do just like a warm-up stretch, you know, with my yoga, about, you know, 15-20 minutes, and then I'll sit, you know, between 45 minutes to an hour. But just being able to activate the body is so powerful. Yeah, to be in sync with it, critical. Yeah.
Hi. I just want to mirror everyone else and say I do appreciate being a part of this platform and really enjoyed you sharing with us tonight. When I think about, I guess, finding my balance and maintaining that peace in my life, I have to echo the brother that just was speaking. Exercise is kind of my escape. Um, I try to um, run every morning. It is my kind of uh, my quiet place where I can just kind of escape the worries of the day. It's just me, the treadmill, my music. It is a great way for me to um, release the stresses of the day. It also gets, you know, those good endorphins flowing. Um, and in addition to that, I have to say that it's been a challenge for me to take the time for myself and to actually um, be more self-aware. It's a newer process for me, which I've really been focused on the past couple of years. So what I've been really practicing, especially this past year with COVID and all the other worldly things, is the second that I, open my eyes in the morning, I silently to myself think about the things that I'm grateful for. And just kind of helps to put things in perspective and to not get so wrapped up in all the task of the day and the worries, but just to be grateful for, having the ability to wake up, and I take a moment to listen to the sounds around me, to listen to my own breath. Um, and it's a really great way to start my day.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Gina. I really appreciate that. Definitely, I hear gratitude, being thankful, you know, which is such a healing characteristic to have, to be thankful. The power in it, you know, I'm slowly beginning to understand the power of it myself. You know, I agree. We get so consumed in the world of just everything that's happening, and then we don't really appreciate the blessings that are before us. And so, definitely incorporating more of that into my life is something that I'm looking to do as well. Definitely being more grateful. So yes, thank you for sharing.
Hey, I'm going to share with you all because I feel like, in this space, this is the type of place to share something like this. And it's kind of dramatic to me. But anyway, over the last year or so, I've been thinking about a plan of transitioning from my job. And I've got all around my walls and stuff like this. I do a meditation. It's about 30 minutes. And it goes through what can happen, what do you want to realize in 2 to 3 months? What do you want to realize in 2 to 3 years? And then what do you want to realize as your life goes? So I literally have been doing this for about 5 to 6 months now, every day. And on Friday, the company I work for fired me. Right? And so part of the thing, I was going to quit 6 months from now. I was going to quit around June, start my own company and things like that. And the platform that I have is pretty big. And to give you an idea, in 2.5 years, I brought this company $11 million in fees. And they fired me on Friday, which sped up the clock to what I'm trying to do now. But at the same time, I was going to leave the company, leave them with the $11 million and move on. I work with housing authorities across the country, and there's an attorney that works for the housing authorities. So the housing authorities stuck by me and said, we're not going to go forward with the deal unless Paul's involved in it. Their attorney is a litigator, and he's a labor attorney that I've been working with for 6 to 7 years. So I was like, I need to get an attorney. This happened on Friday. I didn't know that he ended up sending them an email saying that, hey, Paul needs to be part of the deal, da, 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 da. Anyway, by Monday, he had forced them with several litigations. He had hit them over the head with a whole lot of other stuff. And let me tell you, he's a pit bull. And I didn't even know that he was like this. So today is Wednesday. And now there's a possibility of me leaving with $250,000. Just like that. And so it sped up everything. And I wish I could show you all my walls, because it literally says that I want this to happen in the next 2 to 3 months. But my goal was not to so much focus on money, but my goal was trying to give back to a community that has been marginalized. Housing authorities, communities. That work has been infused with the housing authorities and the executive directors. They feel my passion for this, and they all stuck with me, even though they have the opportunity to also lose on this deal. But the attorney is holding the company's feet to the fire, and it's just an amazing thing that has just turned around. So just to give you, in December, I already completed my business plan. And so there's investors now that are looking. I've got one investor. In this deal, you have to have $1 million of cash and $500,000 in net assets. I've got 4 investors now. All of them have that kind of net worth to allow me to create this platform for transforming communities that have been marginalized for a long time. So I just want to say, through this practice, when people are talking about affirmations, and it's just a powerful one. Who was talking about in terms of toiling and the self-discipline. It's literally just like pouring a little teaspoon of water in a bathtub. And it accumulates and accumulates, your chi accumulates and stuff like that, your power accumulates. And I can testify in many, many ways about this journey And that's when I started crying, because Haku was one of the persons that I literally started drilling down, I guess it was around 4 or 5 years ago now, in terms of the yoga meditations and practices. But I've added on to that Qigong and Tai Chi and stuff. So I just wanted to say, it's so funny because now I'm spending 6-7 hours in the park meditating since I lost my job on Friday. And I'm telling you, I'm going to drill down on this even more, because I know the power of it. And like my guru says, it makes you experience the magic of life as opposed to the mundaneness of life. So I just want to share that with you all. So to encourage you all to continue on your paths, because it's a beautiful, beautiful experience.
Wow. Wow. Brother, thank you for sharing that. Initially, I was going to apologize for you losing the job, but yo, I'm like, congratulations. That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Yep, definitely a blessing.
Yeah, yeah. I know that you've been putting a lot of hard work into that, and the fact that the universe now is seeing fit for it to come to fruition right now. Give thanks, man. You know, and I'm glad and I appreciate, because that says a lot about your practice, because there's no fear, there's no trepidation. You know, you're like, yo, this is part of the plan. I'm ready. Let's go. I've been prepping myself for this.
Hold up. Let
Yeah.
me just say this. After even all that meditation and practice, the anxiety, fear, the thought that you did something wrong, it doesn't go away. It just lets you move with it a little differently. So I just wanted to say that in my case, Hanif, it was fearful. I was scared. I was anxiety filled. You know, I'm 61 years old. So the whole thought of what am I going to, you know what I'm saying? So the ageism, that, you know, there was some gender discrimination going on. So it was just incredible. But I just wanted to say it allows me to recover faster and to be more responsive than reactive. And that's the main thing I think that I've gained from this experience.
If you don't mind me saying, Mr. Rob, if you don't mind me saying, sir, you know, I don't know you at all, but I will say from what you said, just by you having those people standing with you speaks to me a lot about your character. And so I would just want to encourage you, man, go ahead and step forth and step into your purpose, because this definitely was some higher power, some more divine that was, you know, speaking to your life. Like you said, I'm also a type of person, I put a lot of, I guess you consider them vision boards and stuff around different like goals and stuff that I like to set, right? And I work towards those goals. And so, like I said, by you already having that vision, that those things in place, now you just got to walk into your purpose. I'm saying, I feel as I don't know anybody's belief on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and say God allowed you a way to walk into your purpose sooner.
Thank you, Galaxy S20. Appreciate that very much.
That's love. That's love. That's love. Man, we almost having church up in here now, right? we all coming together and moving in a way where healing is spontaneous. It really is spontaneous. And so, you know, definitely giving thanks for that. Definitely giving thanks for sharing that. As I look at our time, let's go ahead and begin to close it out. Time really just basically flew here. If we can do just unless anyone has anything else they want to share, we'll do a quick closeout meditation before we go. Joshua, are you still there, brother? I don't know if he stepped away or not, but we'll go ahead and close this out. So if we all could just, again, find a comfortable space and making sure that You have an erect spine. And as we continue to align ourselves and settling into a comfortable posture, relaxing posture, we always come back to the breath. The breath is our anchor. The breath is our source. As we're settling into this space of peace and calm, we're also recognizing and appreciating the space that we just shared with one another. Having a sense of gratitude and appreciation, first and foremost for life. Secondly, for the will and the desire, the volition to continue to move in such a way where we are moving on purpose. We are moving in faith. We are moving in the spirit of letting go and allowing the universe to drive, the universe, God, to drive us the way that we should continue to move to be our greatest selves. Again, as I ring the bell, being mindful of this space, this feeling, energy, and tone that we've created, leave with that. Allow that energy to be a driving force, motivator for us as we continue to move in our lives, as we continue to share the love, as we continue to be wise in our efforts. Give thanks, y'all. I appreciate you. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So with that said, I don't know what happened to Brother Joshua. I'll touch bases with the brother next time. And I'm assuming, Paul, since you are the host this time, I don't know how that happened because I sent you the instructions that I had. But we'll work out all these technical difficulties for the next time to make sure that we're spot on. So I don't want to take up too much more of any of your time. Thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel free, to reach out when y'all can, and be well. Peace, love.